and this is why I'm announcing it ahead of time. It's going to be called Instead of Watching the Oscars, Make a Movie. And the idea is I'm still going to make my own movie. I'm still going to live stream me making my own movie. But I want everyone who has any sort of ambition or any sort of want to do this to just dive in. And during the 3 to 4 hours of the Oscars, shoot your own 40-minute plus movie. 40-plus minute movie in 3 hours is not easy to do. Some pointers, improv is your best friend. Just let it roll. Constantly shoot. Just always be filming and consider anything potentially usable. Because Trent and I's film is full of like character breaks and fourth wall breaks. What else? Multi-camera is your friend if you want to have more leeway in editing.
All right.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I am all right. I'm blocked in terms of like I have no idea what I want to do for this thing.
Okay.
And I don't know. Like maybe that's part of it, is just trying to figure out. But the thing is you only got this limited window to do so much, and it's just like
Okay. I got you.
It's I don't know. It's hard, I thought I'd be like really invigorated by this kind of challenge, or I'd be like really set up and ready to do this. But as soon as like the moment actually arrives, it's just like I got nothing. There's nothing there. No like story or no theme or anything like that that I really want to touch upon.
I can understand. Yeah, I can understand.
It's again, starting is the hardest part. But like, hey, you called me, like it's already step one.
Yeah, that is step one, I guess. Yeah, like honestly, this is part of the process, probably. Yeah, this is just being able to like spitball about the idea overall, and then the second part is how much of this am I going to be able to actually do within a 3-hour window on my own, essentially, like,
Yeah.
like,
right.
As I was getting ready to like go into this and be like, okay, well, I got my cameras all ready to go and all my other equipment. And it's just like, man, I miss having others around to do this with, because it's essentially just me, out here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a structure for this because I'm a structured guy. Like I need something like a skeleton of some kind to kind of build everything around. And at this point, it's like the skeleton. I'm not sure if the skeleton itself could get built in the time frame I'm given. So it's like,
no, I've never done anything like on this quick of a, like you only have 3 hours to do everything, and no, I can't say like I've ever done that, but like, I mean, our whole podcast is based on no skeleton, so like
that's true. It's like
we work.
We just kind of run with a topic and go. I guess it's like nothing too structured. I don't know. Do you ever feel though like sometimes it goes too far? Like it goes too far off the rails, or?
I mean, yeah, like we can kind of get into like yeah. Sometimes it definitely does get like out of hand, and we're like whether it's a tangent somebody goes on, or if there's just like when you run out of things to see, like the structure is really helpful. Like when it's like, okay, we need a thing to talk to, like there'll be a breath or two where there's just nobody saying anything or nothing really being talked about, and then so like that's what I would appreciate, a little more structure.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like being the person to make a structure, so like I don't mind like following a structure, but like I'm not the person to to like plan out everything and be like, this is where we want to go and this is what we want to do. But
Right.
I'm definitely down to help out like whenever. But like, yeah, I just
You're
hold on
thankful
one
other
second.
people get delegated that task.
Yes, yes.
I just kind of miss I miss like years ago when I had not just like a lot of ideas I wanted to get out there, but also resources. Like
No, I understand.
people I could wrangle in to be like part of the production.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I have sat on a screenplay for like almost 20 years and tinkering. I tinker with it, then it goes away. Then I tinker with it and it goes away. And I tinker with it and it goes away. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of feeling that same frustration because I think that I could actually pull it off. Because yeah, I shot some stuff in 2006, edited it.
You actually had some stuff going.
I had some stuff going, and then I just life got in the way, and I was going to shoot some other stuff. Then I lost the footage because my PC took a shit on me. And then I was given some advice while podcasting. I was given advice from a filmmaker who said, "Look, man," he goes, "I don't want to be that guy, but you need to take 101 pages. You need to get it down to like 15 to 20 pages, and that's what you shoot." Proof of concept. He goes, "You'll never do 101." He goes, "I'm sorry." He goes, "I don't want to be a dick." He goes, "But you'll never do it." He goes, "I couldn't do it." He goes, "I've worked in the industry. I've worked for CBS. I've worked for all these." He goes, "Guess what? That don't mean shit in Hollywood or in LA. It means nothing. It means nothing. You have to have something that you could sit down and go, this is my project. Here's a proof of concept. Boom."
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "You can't." He goes, "It doesn't matter. They don't care."
In other words, you got to like prove you can make the short by making another short. Like kind
Correct.
of like you got to, in order even to get the setup to get within the door, you got to prove you can even get up to the door.
So that meant I had to rewrite again a couple of years ago, rewrite it, which that was monstrous. But I need to stop pissing around and just do it. So I understand your frustration wholeheartedly. I get it. I totally understand.
Part of this particular challenge was like, okay, I shouldn't go in with an expectation because I only have this amount of time, to get what I want to shoot or get what I want to do done, and then I have the rest of the week to finish it up and editing and so forth. So it's like I can't be beholden to, like you said, like to a particular like script or story that has a specific like amount of material in it, because there's no guarantees I'm going to get everything. And I guess that's the really exciting and frustrating part of it is like, okay, well, let me just go with the breeze. Like, just basically say like, there's no plan, and it just felt a lot easier when it wasn't just me.
Yeah, no, I get you. I understand.
Like if I found myself kind of like stuck on a particular, concept, or like, how do I make this work as a particular scene? This is back in college when I was shooting stuff with friends and things like that. Like I had them to kind of rely upon to kind of be like, well, tell you what, we got an idea. We'll figure it out here. Or we'll write something out. We'll develop, like you said, like a treatment for it, so to speak. And it's very lonely kind of doing this stuff.
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I guess I had to get out of my apartment for a while, so I'm just kind of driving around, picking a direction and going, because I just hit like not a writer's block, because there's no writing to be done. It's just, I don't know, hit kind of like a inspirational dead end when I started this thing. So figured I'm just calling people and kind of talking to some people and stuff like that, thinking like maybe I'll get sort of an incentive or an idea. And you were one of the people I thought about calling because, I don't know, you have been involved in a lot of my past projects. You were
I've been there.
Yep, that's true. I was actually just curious, like, I don't know. It never was my degree, and it never was like something that I was going to take seriously as a career at the time, but like, were you ever like, man, why is he bothering doing this stuff? Whenever I asked you to like fill in for a role or help out with something.
Oh, I thought it was fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm glad, you know, and I'm glad that like, hopefully, you know, whenever we film stuff, like you were comfortable, you know, doing like stunts or, you know, having to like do like some action sequences or what have you, and place whatever brief weird role I would have written for people.
It was probably the most interesting stunt that I remember doing was with I had some weapons or something I bought at some show.
I think you had size. You had like size.
Size, yeah. And I slammed one into the ground by Andy's head.
That's right.
That was probably the most dangerous one that we did.
Yeah. That's true. Well, I'm definitely not doing those types of movies anymore. Like, I'm definitely doing stuff differently. Like, you helped out with something in October.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Was it kind of weird being like, oh, he wants me to be part of this film stuff again after like, I don't know how many years of not being involved in film stuff?
Well, I mean, it's fun, and it was nice to kind of reconnect because we all kind of went our separate ways after we graduated college. And yeah, no, I'm doing all right, like professionally and all that. I'm in school and starting the nursing profession, which seems like a bad time to start one, but
or you know, there's going to be plenty of opportunities certainly after, you know, well, as things are relatively getting back to normal. So
there's no like indie film community in your neck of the woods in Jersey?
I've looked into like, you know, like 48-hour film shoots or like indie festivals, like, and a lot of it obviously has been altered heavily due to the fact that recently we couldn't be in person to a lot of things. But
absolutely.
Like New York isn't too far, but at the same time, it feels far. And I lived there for a couple of years, so it's like I know how aggressive and competitive it is. Like even if I'm just right next door, like I don't have the resources that a lot of like say NYU people or people who actually found themselves to be PAs in the industry have. And I've been on shoots in New York City, and it's a whole nother world. And I was thinking back to like not just the stuff that I used to make back in college with people, but like I was thinking back to that convention where we shot that intro for an episode of Remake, and the fun that came with that, and that had a script and things like that, sure, but we, you know, there was improving and chances to kind of like mess around with ideas a little bit. Like, how long did it take us to actually shoot that intro? I was trying to remember.
I don't think it was too long. I think it was like maybe an hour of just like, okay, like, you know, like everyone had to get their lines, and you know, like, so of course there's a few like flubbed lines or bloopers and stuff like that, and but like there wasn't too much like, you know, like the city didn't get in the way, like there wasn't too much of that, but I think it was like maybe an hour of like just actual like shooting and placement and trying to get everything down. It didn't seem like too long. I
like what you said there. The city didn't get in the way. Yeah. Because that's ultimately my biggest fear, is like that's something outside the sphere of control for us, and for me especially. It's just like circumstances happening around the shoot. Just,
yeah, I mean, like the ambulance drives by or something. You know, it's like you can't help it.
And do you just roll with it, or is it just like, well, reset everything now? It's like,
see, that's the thing that I was adamant about, that if I do this project, is I want to shoot everything in Steubenville because it'd be cheap to do. You don't have to worry about permits. I've already researched that. There's like permits.
They don't care.
Yeah. They're like, what? You know, I think that it would be very cost effective. But then the problem is, where do you find actors and actresses? Well, then you got to ship them from Columbus. You got to ship them from Cleveland. You got to ship them from Pittsburgh. So
yeah,
that in itself is a little bit of a problem. Same with equipment. If you get equipment from here and you roll back to Steubenville, and something goes wrong, where are you going to find more equipment? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's troublesome.
Yeah, that was fun. That was like my most experience, actually. Like, you know, like trying to film a thing for editing and like a scripted anything.
Right.
Like it was good though. It was a good time. But yeah, I don't think it took that long. Like an hour maybe. It was just...
Yeah. I think it was about an hour in the morning there, and I mean that's the daunting aspect of it, is like it's an hour, and it ultimately ends up being like 5 minutes long.
Right. It's weird. It's like you know, Justin and I were doing these like Lego videos. We're just doing time-lapse videos of putting Legos together.
Yeah.
And we're there for fucking like an hour, like, or the Razor Crest we just built. Like, I was over there for 3 hours building the thing, and the video is 2 minutes long. Like, it's just like, maybe you gotta find something else. I don't know.
Isn't that kind of just a deflating feeling when it's like, you know how much effort and time you put into something, and then it's just like blip and that's it? And then
no, it's amazing, and yeah, like you feel very small. It makes you feel small, you know, like you just got no. All the time that you wasted, you like equates to 2 minutes, and you're just like, oh my goodness, like but you know, like if it's good, like it's good, and anything's better than nothing. But yeah, like it's amazing how much time goes into how little actually ends up in the finished product.
I guess you're right too about that. It's like anything's better than nothing. Yeah.
I'm actually kind of wondering about that, actually, like fortitude a little bit, like stick-to-itiveness. How do you, because right now I just feel like I'm kind of meandering, like this is sort of a directionless project, so to speak, and I don't know, how did you eventually kind of find your way towards a direction, as it were?
I just got tired of being miserable.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I've had many jobs over the years, and finding something that actually put the fire in me has taken a while.
I've mentioned this about YouTube before. It's like YouTube and its slow kind of evolution into like commercial stuff. It's really disheartened me, because when I got on that platform, it was like, I can just be I can just broadcast myself, essentially, whatever was on my mind. And now it's like, you got to play to the algorithm. You got to play to whatever's testing well, I guess, or trending, or otherwise you're just forgotten.
The same goes with podcasting. I mean, you know, I've just now started seeing my numbers go back up after being in the toilet for, well, since around September. Why, I don't know. I mean, they just never rebounded. I totally think that in September, ratings tank because people go for their last vacation. You know, it's Labor Day.
Yeah. People disconnect, yeah.
Yeah, and usually by November, they're back up to the levels that they were. But this year, that wasn't the case. Like November and December, I'm like, Jesus, they're still in the toilet, and it wasn't until January where things started to click, get back up there.
Do you suppose that's maybe because like everyone was already home. They've already seen it all, type of thing.
I don't know. I really have no answer. I scratch my head at it. I like doing what I'm doing, and I know that some people, especially when I first started, was like, "No, dude, you can't just have different guests of different genres." I'm like, "Why not? It's my
show."
Is like, yeah, it's podcasting without like, there's no rules, man. If I want to be like, I always liken it that I was like, well, I'm like those late night talk shows. You might stick around just for the first few minutes to listen to the intro and go, oh, a comic book no, I'm done. Click. Fine, cool, that's fine. It's not your cup of tea that episode. I don't care. That's fine. But that's what I'm putting out. Putting out things that I care about.
I guess that's where the creativity really comes. It's like, how do you take that little bit of anything and try to expand it out to be bigger or grander than what it actually is? It's like, it's something that I'm definitely like at odds with at times, because like music, I play guitar and, so forth. And it's just like, I don't mind like being able to start off with something simple in terms of music and then just let it take me somewhere, let it just kind of go with the flow, and whatever I feel in the moment's right is right. For some reason, this kind of medium, like shooting something for film or setting up some kind of narrative for film, it always, every time, seems like my eyes seem bigger than my stomach with regards to it, and I'm like, what have you gotten yourself into?
That's really hard to do too, because even in my experiences, like, I'm going to say, as a comic book writer, even though I've yet to actually write a comic book.
We're gonna do it, man. We're gonna do it.
It's gonna happen. I'm learning some things, and I'm gonna give it another shot. But it's hard to pick like what you feel like. I mean, like, there's stuff that I feel is interesting that's helpful for the story, but like come the time to edit, it's it's unnecessary, or that was a little too much, or that's or not enough of not enough of X and too much of Y,
right?
And it's hard to know, like, as the if I'm the audience, how, like, what makes this good, like what's going to bring the people back. And it's really hard to know what to put your time into. So, again, just like kind of talking about kind of like the whole overall deal here, it's like, am I wasting my time?
Yeah, is this worth it? And what's the right amount of interesting too? Like, you don't want to overstimulate. You don't want to it be nonstop talking the whole time, or nonstop action.
Unless you're Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, unless you're Tarantino. But even with there, it's like he takes time. Like, there's very pregnant pauses in his material where tension builds up and atmosphere builds up, and you get a little bit more about the characters without them having to outright tell you. What do I want? A big thing of water. And that.
Can you make 2 large pizza, cheese pizza?
I already addressed her.
Yeah,
I said she has to buy them, and I will cook them.
Okay, I can pay for you, and I want to.
Somebody order again. Get mine, I'll take care of you, no problem.
Yeah. Okay. Go.
Anything else? आजूबाजू दोनों रखो सारा जितने भी वाइट चाकू के चाकू
Yeah, you too. that was mildly exciting. Some kind of tension, sure.
You know, at the time, that's what we went with.
I've been in this period of like redefining the content I put out there. As I've gotten into my late 30s, I'm just feeling like I can't keep doing that. You know, I've got other things I want to talk about, you know, especially when it comes to film and media overall. And it's weird trying to get like people to come along with you for that ride when it's kind of counter to a lot of stuff that probably they would typically take from you or they'd typically engage with from you.
And I understand that. There's that sense of pride that you don't want to put something out there half-assedly done, and also you want to reinvigorate, or not reinvigorate, reinvent, if you will, your platform.
I think you're possibly maybe putting too much like expectation, or you think it needs to be this grand thing, and it doesn't necessarily have to be that. It has to be yours.
You're passionate or you're having fun, you know, because like look at like Trauma.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like those guys are not out to win an Oscar. Like that is not the goal. But you can but they have such a cult following because they're like, hey, like we love making this style of thing, and that's what we're gonna do, and you know, like here it is, and so yeah, like the passion comes across, and people will pick up on that at least. Like there's gonna be somebody out there who your media is for. Whatever you do to find the motivation, you know, like you just gotta find it. And I mean, like it sucks too because like, you know, that means you're the only actor in your thing. You know, like you gotta write it, direct it, act it all out, then go do the editing, and you like, yeah, I mean, you probably just get tired of looking at your own face. But
oh my god, looking at yourself in editing all the time is so like, I don't know, it does nothing for my self-esteem because I'm just like.
Yes, I mean, like that's you know, just one of those hurdles you got to get over. I mean, unless you're planning on moving anytime soon, but like it's you know, like the isolation is not nothing, you know, and like you said, especially when you're used to having people around. It's not like you don't have any support because obviously, like I mean, I'm here.
Sure.
If you need help in it any way I can, but I'm not like next door to you. You know, it's not
right.
Like, so that's something too. So I mean, like, don't get too beat up over it. Like if you're having trouble, you know, just getting going on some stuff, just because, like, yeah, you know, like you are there by yourself, and that's not easy. So I mean, like, just take a moment to you know, let that sink in, and then, you know, if you can get past it, get past it. Like
with everything, like art is important, and having your, you know, having your hobbies and your things that you find enjoyment just for the simple fact of enjoyment are important, if for nothing else, in your mental health.
Yeah.
And for you, I can totally see you like being a documentary cinematographer or a director for something like that. Like I could see you do that.
Well, thank
that can
you.
be done at any age.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It's like you're never too old to learn to pick up something, I guess.
I just encourage you to do it, man. Just, you know, if you feel like you want to talk about other things, don't let anybody hold you back. Don't let self-doubt hold you back, man. Just go and do it. Kind of clear your head, figure out what you got to do. I mean, I can empathize on every single point that you've made, because even though it's a different medium, I deal with the same happy-go-lucky bullshit sometimes too, you know. So I mean, I get it, man. Yeah. So I mean, don't just and I know how self-doubt can be too. Just don't let it get you, man. Go out there, do it. And whatever happens, happens. As you said, you throw it out there, people are going to love it, people are going to hate it. You know, if it is, it is.
R.I.P. Taylor Hawkins, even though didn't play on this song originally. Nice to see you too, man. You have a good night. Thank you. Oh, I'm doing like instead of watching the Oscars, I was challenged to do like a 3-hour film shoot, just document my life type thing.
Oh, word?
Yeah, so.
You miss black people?
I do.
Yeah.
Proof.
But I'm bothered with more I don't know about. I feel kind of betrayed now that I think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't feel as
But
special at all.
I couldn't know a better one.
Hey.
Yeah, so there you go.
I don't know. I don't know if I like that statement, bro. I'm going to take it as a compliment.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just fucking with you.
I know. I'll see you later, man. Have a good.
Why y'all making him do this? He lives 3 hours all the time.
See you later, man.
I met someone. Who? He's Chinese. We're going out next Saturday. Oh. He has a good job, and he knows all about the kids and Harry. And he's still talking to you. There must be something wrong with him. Nothing's wrong with him. But he'll want his own house. He likes New Jersey. He thinks it's nice. Her mother made a pleased, cooing sound. 2. He had never been with a woman longer than 4 months.
I don't know. I hope whatever this finally takes the form of, it's going to be maybe something, I don't know, something special, something personal, you know? And hopefully something that people respond to.
But again, like I said, it just made me nostalgic and also made me appreciative for everything that everyone did and everything that you did, especially too. Like, because you were one of my more regular, like, go-to people, being like, okay, he needs an actress for this, so I knew
actress is a strong word for me, but I like to help you with your project.
Yeah, I know you'd be like actress, but you know, everyone I feel like put in what they could, absolutely. So I guess I'm in my old age, quote unquote, I'm appreciating that more and more. So
thank you.
Again, I guess this is my roundabout way of saying thanks for being there. Thanks for, you know, like I said, you're not next door, but you're here. You and the other guys and collaborators we've had. It's like you're here, and I appreciate that a lot, honestly. Oh, fuck, it's cold. Couldn't have had this challenge on a warmer night of the year, maybe. A summer.
Why aren't the Oscars why aren't they a summer thing? I mean, I understand you want to have it as close as you can to the cusp of the new year. And I know the past couple years we've had to kind of adjust and make do and delay due to world events, but I don't know. It always struck me that like the Oscars are supposed to be so much more celebratory of movies and so much more of an uplifting experience. You'd pick like the season or the time of year that is more uplifting. At least it's uplifting to me. I don't know, maybe winter is the time of year that floats everyone's boat. Who's to say? I've always been kind of the outlier on stuff like that. Really didn't have much of a plan for this, honestly. And that's what I really wanted to kind of go with. Felt like the only natural thing is like, again, there is no plan. There is no structure to this. There are no resources at my disposal that I would typically have if I wanted to take on a bigger project, but I guess we just make do. That's what I guess what I'm here doing. Making do.
What the hell?